Hey everyone, this is just the reaction to All Access episode 2. It's more the same. They're really trying to put Spence in the spotlight. They're really doubling down on the save face tactics on behalf of Errol Spence. They're doing whatever they can, whenever they can, giving him more screen time and things like that. I think it's all going to be pointless come fight night. Again, it's not going to make your job better. It's not going to make your defense better. It's not going to make your awareness better. It's not going to give you these skills that the fans and people are trying to say that you have. The condition that you fought Sean Porter and those guys in, you didn't beat anybody in their prime. You've never really fought too many undefeated fighters unless you're counting guys like Ocampo, who never even beat a top 20 opponent, never even fought in the United States until he fought Errol Spence. You fought Sean Porter, who's the leftover of a leftover. You fought Danny Garcia, who's a leftover of a leftover. Danny Garcia was checked out. Danny Garcia knocked your mouthpiece out. Danny Garcia hurt you, buckled you. You know what I'm saying? Ugas, 4 losses. We talked about the Delorme fight. We talked about other fights. You're not really fighting anyone special. Plus, he was beat up in the Manny Pacquiao fight. Go check his face. It's more likely the case that you were following another man's work when you broke Ugas's eye. He took a beating, regardless if he beat old Manny Pacquiao or not. It's all going to culminate, and it's all going to come full circle on July 29th. I forgot dude's name, the Showtime guy who's Spence's friend, who's his buddy. They always laugh and joke with each other. You could tell he's clearly biased for Errol Spence. But, when he was interviewing Crawford, and just FYI, guys, when I was checking the Fight Hype, Terrence Crawford's portion of the interview for the press conference had more views already than Spence, and Spence's was released before the Terrence Crawford portion. But that's neither here nor there. We all know that it's Terrence Crawford that drives up fervor. This is what all greats do. This is what all polarizing people do. This is what all people who aren't part of the group, this is just what happens with them. They get separated, they get singled out, they get left out. You know what I'm saying? And again, we know that it's those people that are really where the true interest is. You know what I'm saying? But when what's his name was telling Terrence Crawford, like, how do you feel about Spence when he said this about the opponents when he fought him and when you fought him? He's like, that's just his mental. They all had losses, you know what I'm saying? So what are you over here giving yourself a pat on the back for? And that's just something that you have to tell yourself. That's just something that some people have to do to make themselves feel better about a situation, especially when you're the guy who cares more about the popularity contest and things like that. Crawford, he's never won the popularity contest, so that's not his focus. And he even told him, he's like, I always beat these dudes and there's always an excuse. And that's the way it's been, I'm trying to think what else. We all saw the Terrence Crawford, how shredded he already looks and everything. The man was already in shape. You know what I'm saying? He's still working hard. You can see a clear difference in the physique of both fighters. Again, Errol Spence don't look like his normal self. Again, someone in my comment section, you can tell they've been following boxing, but they brought up the fact that, we're not fighting in Texas. They're in Vegas now. And that's a very true possibility. Everybody knows, whether it's MMA or boxing, Dallas has a lot less stringent regulations when it comes to certain things. I'm not going to flat out tell you that your dude may be juicing or whatever else, but he definitely, you can clearly see a difference in his physique. Again, around this time, go check out the Ugas fight. You're going to see a huge difference in the makeup of his body compared to right now. Not all the points on his body look like they're as filled out as they were for the Ugas fight. So we'll see if that plays a factor. But again, maybe you was doing something in Texas, that you're not allowed, you can't get away with here in Vegas. Again, that's going to go over a lot of people's heads, Spence fans' heads, because you guys ain't been following boxing that long. You don't have to front on this channel, guys. We know you don't. With the comments and just with the stuff that you guys say. But there was hardly any screen time on Terrence Crawford. And they kept it mainly focused on Errol Spence. And you know what? You got to utilize them. You know, I'm not even mad at All Access and Showtime. You know, this is the guy that they've funneled a whole division to, catered to, paid stadium owners, step aside buddy, paid all the sanctioning bodies, you know, hurried up, emailed Ugas a belt. They've done some pretty crazy things to try to prop this man up into a 3-belt champ. You know, you've had politics and things like that on your side. And, you know, it's cool you beat 3 technical champs, but at the same token, these guys don't have no title defenses or nothing. Can I really call these dudes champs? You know, I mean, these are paper champs today, and they, you know, you got like 5-6 champs per division, and his boots got a belt today. So we're going to see who the real champ is. I think Terrence Crawford has the edge in that experience. Errol Spence did say something interesting. He's used to the more big fights and things like that, the more bigger crowds and stuff like that. But we'll see if that is the truth, because a lot of people don't understand that Terrence Crawford's been a pretty good ticket seller himself. He's been consistent, you understand? And he's been doing this for a longer time span. So we'll see if the nerves get to him or whatnot, or if the nerves may get to Errol Spence. But I definitely think one dude has been more padded than the other. One dude's been more assisted than the other. One dude's had the fight and literally crawl through the mud to get what he wants, and the other dude, like I said, it's just been red carpet. You know, you get the fight a dude coming off a loss, moving down 2 weight classes at opportune time to make yourself, you know, finally become champion. You know what I'm saying? You got to beat that wounded prey, and then you were just fed dudes that, you know, the Ugas fight, if you're going to compare Formella and Ugas performances, I don't think there's no comparison. I think you fought the same Sean Porter. Quite frankly, I think you fought the same Kell Brook too, you know, if we want to be honest. But, you know, I don't see much difference. You talk about how Amir Khan was washed, and well, look at Amir Khan beat the kickboxer, Chris Algieri, you know what I'm saying? And Chris Algieri was taking like 5, 4, 3 knockouts a fight, you know, by that time you were fighting him. And again, Amir Khan beat him too before you did. So, I don't think you really fought any killers. I don't think you really fought anyone that was supposed to beat you, man. And I think it's definitely going to show in this fight. I mean, they can do all the smoke and mirror tactics that they want. They can give you more screen time, show off your tattoos and everything else. Try to make an excuse for your mouthpiece keep falling out. Although it happened to you before the car wreck as well. This is just something that's happened to Errol Spence a lot, you know. He loses focus in there after he gets hit a lot of times. He doesn't like to get hit if you pay attention to the film. This is just going to be a different fight. We've talked about this over and over again. We're getting closer to that time. I see Errol Spence and his fans getting a little bit more agitated. The fight hype interviews last night with Frank Martin, who may have received a gift, or maybe it was a close win. I'd have to rewatch the fight again, but I wasn't really paying attention, to be quite honest with you. You know, we saw Shakur say that there's levels to this. Frank Martin, that was a reality check, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. Happens to a lot of fighters, you know, especially when you're not special. Frank Martin, I think Errol Spence was also a little irritated with that performance last night, and that's why he was talking more crap about Terrence Crawford's resume. But they brought up Benavidez, and Benavidez is a very interesting point to bring up. Benavidez did better than Sean Porter. Let that sink in, guys. So again, we've stated it over and over again that, you know, popularity contest is not going to help anyone in this fight, man. It's really not. Errol Spence should be focusing on the fact that hopefully he does better than Benavidez and guys like Me Machine, because I'm telling you, there's a high chance he won't. You understand? You might just go up in there and get mopped up, and it's still hard for me to put my money on what round I think he's going to get knocked out, because on this channel we're doing prop bets. So we're not, I don't do the you know, just for the safe bet, the win or whatever else. We try to actually accurately choose the round when dude's going to go out. And again, I tell people I only bet when I know I'm going to win. I know the knockout is going to come. Errol Spence is just an unconscious fighter, but I think he's going to be very timid. He's not going to, again, the output's immediately going to drop in this fight. He's going to be more alert and more aware and things like that. He's going to be cleaning up instead of dropping his left when he throws his left hand. He's going to try to shoot it from the top, you know what I'm saying, at first. But when he starts getting clipped and when that stuff doesn't work, he's going to have to revert back to his bread and butter, you know, and that's try to desperately cling to the inside so that he can get those free shots in, you know, whether he hits the arms, the hips, the legs, the balls, all that crap. It doesn't have to be accurate with him. That's why he's a volume puncher, and that's just his style. So, but I believe he is going to revert back, and he's going to desperately try to cut that distance, you understand, because that's all he knows how to do, guys. So at first, him and Derek James and their Buddhism and their meditations and all this crap that they do, you know, first couple rounds, you're going to see that, whatever. It's going to be slow pace. He ain't going to come out stepping. I don't care what anybody says. Your dude's not a killer. We've showed you on film. We showed you his finishing ability and things like that. We covered it over the beginning of his career towards the latter end of his career. You know, he's not what you people say he is. He's a made-up character. That's all he is, you know. But again, when he starts getting clipped, when he sees that his new profound focus style ain't effective and it ain't working, it's just getting him caught, and he's going to be like, just like Lamont Peterson, you know, we're down on the cards, we have no choice, you know, desperately, dude, and he's gonna be doing some goofy stuff to close that gap, guys. I'm telling you right now. And it's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. And his stubbornness, you know, and needing to be in that position again to do that sloppy volume punching and body work that he does, you know, it's just gonna lead to him getting knocked out. That's all we got for now. We will come out with more videos later, guys. We'll come out with more. I'm still busy, barely get any time to myself, doing some training right now, but we will talk to you guys later. Bye.